Hi everyone and welcome to 3 Charts in 1 with me, Richard Perry, market analyst for Infinox on Friday the 23rd of September. We've had a load of central banks this week and we've also had intervention on the yen weakness in Japan. So we've got some charts to look at to clarify this. We've got the dollar yen chart first of all on Forex. We're then looking at the gold chart, which is still finding resistance, and also looking at the German DAX, which is struggling to recover. So first of all, starting with the dollar yen chart, we've had this dollar yen channel higher. Let's zoom out to see this channel, this uptrend channel for pretty much throughout this year, since March. So that's about 6 months worth, moving higher. But what we saw yesterday was intervention. They sold a load of US bonds, basically buying back yen to support the weakness of the yen. Yen has been so weak to multi-decade lows against the dollar, so subsequently dollar yen has been moving sharply higher. But yesterday, sharp move to the downside. What does that do technically? Well, this is obviously a massive bearish key one-day reversal, but interestingly enough, it's just stalled this morning. Intervention tends to be a short-term move on Forex, so unless they continue to sell a load of US bonds on a consistent basis, I don't think we're going to see too much traction from this, but at the moment it's just holding ground. It might put a bit of a stop at the top, might put a bit of resistance overhead that subsequently the market starts to look at, so we can obviously see the resistance coming in around 144.90, 145 big figure area starting to come in. But essentially, technically, we're still trading within this uptrend channel. It's just unwound back towards the 50 level on the RSI on the daily chart. Looking at the 4-hour chart, let's zoom out one more level. Essentially, we've got a little bit of a neutral configuration at the moment. Now, I think if the market started to close consistently below that 141.50 mark, you could argue then it might start to turn corrective within this uptrend channel again. But there's big support, big breakout support around that 139.50 area. So around that 140 big figure area is sort of key support time. So I'd be still looking to buy into weakness on this one, because I think this intervention is just a near-term move. But essentially, it has put the brakes on the sell-off on the yen for now, but just for how long is the question. I think it's probably still going to continue with that dollar strengthening bias there. Onto this gold chart. Well, I've zoomed out here basically because I'm going to show you this. Old support becomes new resistance, and that is a consistent theme on gold. And what we've seen is here and again here, it seems to be coming back in as resistance. This breakdown below 1680 to basically 1680 to 1700 area is resistance now, and it is still holding as resistance. You've got this negative configuration on momentum. It still seems as though it's a corrective momentum configuration, which means selling into strength is the bias there. And essentially, having broken down below 1680, go out a few levels, you can see the importance of this. It's a massive support that has been now broken, and essentially it just opens the way towards sort of 1550, 1600 as the next sort of basis of support. But there's not, I mean, you could easily see this back down in the 1400s, essentially towards 1550. So there is downside in this move potential here. So that is the risk I think we've got on this gold chart now, and selling into strength continues to be the way to play this. Downtrends, moving averages moving lower, it all looks pretty negatively configured, and any unwind back towards sort of 45.50 area on the daily RSI is a chance to sell, I think, for further weakness in this chart. And finally, on the DAX, another situation where we've got this big downtrend in place. Zoom out a few levels, you can see this big overpowering downtrend, and rallies within the downtrend continue to fall at lower levels. And essentially, we're continuing to put massive pressure on this support band between 12,375, 14 to 12,400 area. And again, I'll go out another level. You can see that the next move to the downside is 11,300s. So essentially, if that gets broken below 12,375 on a closing basis, well, that is breakdown territory. But you look at the configuration on momentum here. Rallies are a chance to sell. You've got this support at the moment on a near-term basis, which is holding. It is sort of being tested, yes, but it's holding for now. but essentially you've got this move to the downside that it's growing pressure on that support, and sort of near-term little technical rallies are being sold off at the moment. You've got this resistance band overhead that sort of starts to come in around the 12,270 area, 12,780, 12,800 area, up towards that sort of 13s. So essentially that's band of resistance. Any sort of rebound into that, I think, is selling opportunity levels, and it looks like it's going to be retesting that 12,375, and if that goes, it really does open the downside. So with that in mind, I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much.